Someone told me that I'm a devil. I cannot be an angel fighting a devil. I have to be as dirty as you to deal with you.
Loser.
How would you have wanted to be portrayed?
I wanted to be known as the boss that treats his employees like family. That was never shown.
If Ebraheem were to get cancelled for today, what would it be? Today's guest is Ebraheem Al-Samadi. You may know him from Dubai Bling, but there's a lot more to the story than what you see on screen.
Ebraheem has many layers. The more you get to know me, the deeper you get to understand me. When I do something that might someone see as mean, I'm literally just creating entertainment. I don't mean any malice. And if I feel I've hurt someone, I will apologize.
Welcome, Ebraheem, to Yalla Let's Talk.
Thank you.
Right now, Ebraheem, if we strip away all the titles, the accolades, we strip away all the success, how would you describe yourself?
One thing people don't know about me is I'm very empathetic. Like, I empathize with people so much. What they call empathist? Empath.
Yes.
Sorry. I'm very... But what's a person who's an empath? Is it empathetic?
Yeah.
So empathy for me is the epitome of Ebraheem. And I really just recently realized this. So the one who realized this from me is Mona Katan from the show. She looked at me, she's like, you are so empathetic.
Empathetic. It's a tongue twister, I get it.
Yeah. So I was like, wait, I really am. Then I started to realize like every single thing I did in my life was revolving around the way people feel around me. So I did, like, for example, I was very creative in the house when changing the house around at the age of 3. Like, my mom was telling me, like, I would change things around to see people's reaction. And it's always to see people shocked and surprised and happy. And then I get bored of that. Then I start scaring people. Like, I would scare my mom constantly just to get a reaction out of her. The only thing I don't like seeing is seeing people cry, because they cry, I'll cry with them. Like, I feel what people feel. And that's how I'm very successful in my business, is because I'm able to create businesses that revolve around people's happiness.
I was going to ask you, like you mentioned, you're an empath. And how would you describe being empathetic is? Like, what is empathy?
So creating something or doing something just to get people's reactions, feeling what people feel, caring about people. And if you notice, the most successful businessmen or creators of a business is people who were like me, is that you create something solely for the purpose of seeing people happy. So when I created Millie, which is a Greek frozen yogurt concept, I would go into the shop. The shop's really small, it's like a kiosk. I would go there with glasses and hide as best as I can to see people's reaction when they eat the yogurt, because I built that recipe from scratch. And seeing the people happy ultimately makes me happy. And for me, I became addicted to it. So if I didn't get that during the day, I feel something's missing. I need to go back into the shop and see people happy for me to be happy. So I ride on other people's happinesses.
Okay, I like that. So for you,
it's good and bad, because I'm over there riding on other people's happinesses, and I'm not really trying to make myself actually happy in my own life. Like, but in my own personal life, like my own marriages, my own relationships, I'm like, wait, that I don't care about that. I'd rather make other people happy.
But does making people happy make you happy?
Yes, it does. Like, I jump out of bed every morning.
Okay, I love that. And now
I know people who claim that they make themselves happy and all they care about is themselves and their own relationships and they go to sleep crying every night because their husband's cheating on them, or their wife's cheating on them, or they're not coming to an agreement, or whatever. But for me, I sleep at night like a baby, at peace. Or I do wake up a few times to go eat like a fat kid, but that's another story we can talk about. But for the most part, when I wake up in the morning, I jump out of bed.
You jump out of bed?
Like coming today here, I jumped out of bed.
Okay, I like that. I like that.
Like, I'm going to meet a new person. It's a new opportunity. It's a new podcast. I'm going to reach a new audience. So for me, I was so happy.
Well, we're very happy to have you with us. And you mentioned a lot about an empath and being empathetic and empathy. And I think for a lot of people, they would want to know the difference between what you see as someone who's empathetic and maybe someone who's a narcissist. What's narcissism to Ebraheem?
A narcissist is a person who only cares about themselves. So I would say, if I was a narcissist, I would gladly say I'm a narcissist. I would not have any shame in it. But I think I'm the furthest things from a narcissist. I could have narcissistic behavior sometimes to certain people who deserve it, but it does not mean that I'm always like that. So I do admit.
Do you think
I have two faces?
And I appreciate
The face you see and the face you don't want to see. Now, the face you see is actually who I am.
And I was gonna say, I think it's important for everybody to also like acknowledge that there's also a little bit of narcissism. I think as humans,
The second face that came about was not. I was not born with it.
the second phase, you were not born with this. So
No.
it's not that.
It's been developed by people messing with me.
Okay. Tell
So
us a little bit more
my
about that.
heart, my personality, I'm so sensitive and so soft beyond belief. Very, very, very soft, very gentle, very loving and caring. And I'm ready to give everything to people. Hello. Take it. Take everything you can from me.
Take everything you had. Okay.
But when people start to take and not give back, or take too much, or when I say, you know what, you're taking advantage of me. Hey, hold on for a second. After they took everything, and they're like, well, you've been given it, so we're gonna keep taking. And I'm like, wait, it's not fair. But what you give back? And then that other face had to develop to come there and to protect who I really am.
Without saying any names, do you think there's actual narcissists on Dubai Bling?
Half?
Really? Okay, tell us the names. No, I'm kidding. Don't tell us. The
Okay.
names.
Turn off the
tell us-
cameras. I would gladly
tell
tell
us
you.
that. Tell us
Turn
the
off the
team.
cameras again. You know, if I was not in a contract,
Of course.
I would have gladly said things. I'm a very open-hearted, outspoken. I don't give a flying shit what someone thinks about me.
Well, let's flip it. Tell us who do you think is the most empathetic person on the show besides you?
Mona Katan.
Mona Katan. So
Because it takes one to know one.
she mirrors.
She is so freaking beautiful and kind. Where to this day, I'm like, if you told me she did something wrong, I won't believe it. If my own eyes saw it, I won't believe it. I'm like, my eyes are lying to me. She's that genuine, that of a good person.
So there's a level of love and trust and
Beyond, I
empathy.
know her for 15 years.
You've known Mona for 15 years?
Yeah, we've only got closer on the show because we had to because we both have busy schedules. So we're forced to have scenes together and to see each other because of the show. So we got closer during, on camera, off camera, before we start filming, we talked and that, and we have very mutual interests about, success and family values, religious values, humanity values. So she's the one who helped me through the whole, her and Huda, her sister, helped me during, October the 7th situation. We kind of motivated each other to speak up. We both spoke up in the same time. In the society that we're currently in, it was difficult because, we all have businesses and our businesses can be attacked. My business was attacked. Huda's was attacked. They went as low as going into Google, making, 1-star reviews just to harm our review rating. But subhanAllah, I always say they plan, but Allah's the best planner. And no matter what they do, there's always a protection from God when you do right in life. And they can win for a day or two, but in the end, good will always win.
Absolutely. I like that. That's very inspiring. And I do agree. I think a lot of people got affected after October 7th, like entrepreneurs and business owners.
I wouldn't say affected. I would say tested.
They were tested.
Yeah, we were tested.
Interesting. Because I'll tell you, for me, for example, so actually, I'm a lawyer and I have a law practice. And as soon as I started speaking up on Palestine, I would get the fake reviews. I'm like, I don't even know this client. Why are they saying? It's like a practice that I don't.
They were so dirty of saying there's roach and this, getting so. So disgusting. And you're like, you know what? In the end, I was affected, but then I realized I'm not affected. I'm not.
You're not.
My bank account did not change. It actually increased.
It increased. Okay, so.
So I was like, wait, am I affected? No, I'm not affected. I was tested
You were tested.
to see, am I going to continue? I'm going to stop.
But do you feel like a lot of people were affected, or maybe
Nobody is affected. I think
don't
people are
think so?
tested.
I feel like that's not a fair statement to say, because a lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people
They're tested.
You think they're tested
They're
and
being
not
tested.
affected?
Are they going to cave in? Or are they going to overcome it? You can do it. You can look at any situation as you want, right?
And I will say that I agree with you.
I can hit you right now with the microphone, and you can say you've hurt me, or you can say I've learned a lesson not to be around you.
And I agree with you. And I do think there's lessons, but I think
Because
it's
if
hard
we-
for someone who's listening to this to be
I agree. No, I agree. but
lost their job, lost everything. But
I
I'm
agree.
being tested.
I agree. But by me saying that they're being tested is to get away from the idea of them crying for help that they're affected.
So for you, it's more about the mindset.
The mindset is that you need to say, I'm being tested, so therefore you can continue. But if you're saying, I'm going to be affected, I'm being affected, you're crying for help. And the only person that's going to pick yourself up is yourself.
Okay.
So by you saying, I'm affected means that you are bringing yourself down. When you say, I am tested, you're going to win that fucking test and you're going to get up screaming.
Ebraheem with that motivation.
Of course. It's if we don't motivate each other, if we don't motivate ourselves, who's going to motivate us?
And I get what you're saying. It's a lot of it is about the mindset.
Yeah.
And I'm curious what people will comment
imagine
on this.
Even for example, I speak for the way I want to speak. I really don't care what people comment. Everyone's going to look at their own thing the way they want to. Our brain has been developed all differently. From the age of 2 to 12, we develop 2 billion neurons in our brain and we're all connected differently. No one thinks the same.
No one thinks the same.
But the way I'm saying is, if we constantly give excuses to ourselves, okay, and we won't be able to develop. Now, by saying we are tested is a mindset to say, even if someone starts yelling at you and starts cursing you and starts turning, you need to ask yourself, am I being tested? The question is, you are being tested. What is going to be your reaction? How are you going to overcome this test? Because life, every single day is a test. It's a test of choices. It's a test of decisions. We decide what to wear. We decide what route to go to work. We decide how we speak. We decide how we answer, what we eat. It's all about decisions. If we're able to control our mind, we can control our life. If we don't have control of our mind, we lose our life.
I agree with that statement. Like when you control your mind, your mindset, then you can really do so much with your life as opposed to just dwelling on things.
This podcast episode is sponsored by Sucker, or Sukkar in Arabic, an electrolyte sugar-free lollipop made with natural ingredients. Yalla, stay hydrated with Sucker lollipops. Perfect for post-gym workouts, raves, or if you have a sweet tooth and want something guilt-free.
This is only 20 calories and no added sugars.
This is actually very yummy.
Get your Suckers on sucker.world and you can use the code YALLA, Y-A-L-L-A. Yalla, let's stay hydrated.
I want to now just move the conversation toward a few questions I had, a little bit of an icebreaker, just to get a little bit more of a sense of who Ebraheem is.
You didn't need those icebreaker questions with me, right? We went right.
I know we broke the ice right from the beginning, but I am curious. Like, there are some questions I feel like a lot of people would want to know. Okay. So, Ebraheem, what's your biggest non-academic, non-work related accomplishment?
My abs.
Your abs. Tell us. Drop that ab routine.
So, I'm not gonna lie. I did do a surgery.
Okay.
It's high definition liposuction. And I'll tell you why I did it. I'm a person who beat myself going to the gym every single day, dieting, everything, but I did not get the definition that I need. And I'm talking about 3-4 years of this. And I went to the doctor. I'm like, what the hell? I did everything. So there were stubborn fats, very little bit of stubborn fats in certain areas that must be removed in order for you to define your abs. Now, I knew if I seen my abs, I'm going to fight for them and to keep them. But if I don't see them, I don't know they're there, I'm not going to fight for them. So I knew by doing this very minor surgery, it's literally like a little needle that goes into you and there's like, and they etch your abs. I'm so sorry, but you cannot come with a belly this big and expect to get my results. It's not going to work. It's going to look funny. High definition liposuction is good for those who already have the shape that they want, but they want a more defined abs.
So now when you look in the mirror, are you happy with what you see?
Every morning.
Every morning
I take a picture. I don't post it anymore because I just feel it's not proper, but I take a picture for myself every morning. And I look and I just like, and I look at myself and I'm like, I made it.
Well, I love that for you. I think
because like, you know something, it's like our bodies, the way God has created us is so beautiful. And if we embrace it, people are like, oh no, well, accept the way you are. Well, I was not, my body wasn't designed for me to be 200 kg.
So it's very interesting because this was going to be a topic throughout the conversation, but I'm happy to talk about it right now because I do think for a lot of men, body image is becoming way more of a struggle than it was before.
It's competitive.
What do you mean by competitive? Tell me more.
Like you go on an explore page and you see like everyone's like snatched. And then you're like, wait, am I not as good? or am I not as worthy, or can I also not achieve the same results? And the most part of those people, those guys who are like snatched online, who are like bodies perfect, because a lot of them are influencers who promote, supplements or workout routines, or that's what it is. Some of them, they do it for a living because I don't know how to say this, but the majority of athletes are just people who don't want to go down the academic route because they don't feel they're smart enough. This is the honest truth. So a lot
This
of
is a hot take.
It's the truth, and I know they're all going to come at me, and I know it, and I'm sorry, guys. I'm just saying the obvious. So if you you ask any of the girls, and they're going to tell you, like, if they dated a guy that was ripped, that was an athlete, that basically it's like there's nothing there up there. It's just like workout, food. There's nothing more to him, and that's why those relationships never last. But when it's kind of like the same on the other gender, those hot blonde that is perfect skin, perfect body. It's kind of like an airhead. So the male version of airheads are the bodybuilders that all they know is that. I respect fitness people who are fit and have a career. For me, salute. Like, you're smart and you're healthy and you're fit. This is, for me, it's a full package. But it's very rare.
So, and I liked what you said earlier, which is on social media, you see everything. It's like everything is inflated.
Yeah.
You see, and it's true. And I think a lot of young men see that, and then they compare their body to others.
Even women, same thing.
Even with women. And I think what's interesting is when we compare our bodies, we're really comparing our self-worth, and we're looking at body image as more of like a currency.
Yeah, I mean, social media is, it can be very toxic. And I think there's more cons than pros when it comes to social media. But one of the things is that when we're on there, we can't help but to see that comes up in our For You page, it comes up in our Explorer, comes up in whatever. So if it makes you happy, do it. If you feel that fixing your body, looking better will generally make you happy. And for me, I analyze everything. Like, I was the last person to get an iPhone. I'm like, no, I'm not going down that trend.
You were an Android guy.
No, I didn't give a crap about phones. Like, it was like, what is it? Like, it was Nokia back then.
Nokia.
And then, Motorola came, and then the first iPhone came after that. And I didn't get, I think the first iPhone was iPhone 6 or 7. Like, it was not 6, 7.
You're not like someone who's just going to chase the trends.
Yeah. So I was like, I look into things. So for me, before I decided to go down the route of, my body and my image and so that, I said, wait, Ebraheem, it's not just an image. It's also your health.
It's also your health.
And your health goes into many different things. It's who you are as a person. It's how you look like on camera. I'm on Dubai Bling. I need to look the best. I need to look proper in suits when I go to business meetings. When I walk into the room, people need to say,
do you feel like you want to have that presence?
Yes, of course. Like, we live once.
So, okay, this is very interesting for me, because I do think a lot of men who are listening to this probably are going to relate. They're like, hey, we see social media, or we want to just improve. We want to be the best version of ourselves.
Of course.
We all do. We all very much do. And I'm curious because we do, a lot of us, including myself, struggle with body image, especially when we're at a young age. I want to just ask you, like, were you at an age where you did struggle with how you looked and when you saw yourself in a mirror?
So when I was like, I never cared, because I didn't really grow on social media. I was basically, when I was like 14, 15, I was working. I was worried about my mom having the best life that I could give her. I was struggling in work, trying to save money to open my business. I didn't really care what I looked like. I was the type of person that would go to a 7-Eleven and get a bag of candy and eat it all day. Like, I didn't give a shit. So that was my chubby days between 16 to like 18.
16 to 18.
Yeah. And then 19, I was like, wait, I should stop. I'm getting a bit overweight. And then 20, I get a little bit depressed. I was sad. When I came to Dubai, I was 22. So I came to Dubai, it was like a new place for me. So I'm like, let me look good, Then slowly the Instagram came into place. And Instagram wasn't really what it is now today. Back then, I was just like taking photos without you being in it. It was like scenic photos, like where you are at,
or take a picture of the food,
like the food, your hand, whatever. It wasn't never your face. then I started to realize, like, you know what? I need to have a healthy routine. I need to, because I'm always on the go. I'm not eating home cooked meals. I'm always outside. I'm always traveling. There's no routine in food. So I said, you know what? I need to start eating healthy, choosing healthy, so I can basically look the best. So I never was absolutely dissatisfied with my body. But currently, when I look at pictures that were before, I'm like, how was I even living?
Really? Wow.
I'm like, how was I so and I've always had my confidence when I was skinny, when I was fat, that was never gone. I was always confident. So I'm like, what was I thinking? Like, look at me now, then look at me back then. Look at me 2, 3, 4 years ago.
It's interesting you say that, because I had, like, when you said 16 to 18, that was also my chubby phase. And I never really, at that time, felt like, oh shit, I was like really out of shape, because you have different priorities. But then when you look back, you're like, oh, maybe I wasn't the best to shape
And
in
I
my
think
life.
most Arab families go through a chubby phase, because for me, it was, if you don't finish your food, you go to hell. So I still now think I have to finish my food. But there's a voice inside me that said, Ebraheem, it's okay. You're full. Stop eating. Give it to someone else. Give it to the driver. Give it to anyone. Put in the fridge for later. You don't have to finish it. And plus, our food is so good.
The food is delicious.
Like, how can
But it's
like,
very heavy on carbs.
But the thing is, like, if you have waraq anab in the house, like grape leaves,
Yeah.
you know your mom took all day to make it. So it's a party. Like, you have to finish as much as you can, or else someone else is gonna eat it.
I think that, yeah, it's a fact.
And it's always like
100%.
one more, 20 more. No, one more.
That's too
I'm
funny.
getting myself hungry now.
Yallah, after this, we'll get some water.
But no one makes it properly. Like, it has to be done in the home.
It has to be done in the
A
home.
lot of restaurants here in Dubai make it, but no one does it properly.
It hits different when it's
There was
home
one
cooked.
lady who was doing it really well, a home type of cloud kitchen, but it just they lose it in time because they don't want to do it anymore. Then they have employees do it. Then you lose the passion.
Yeah.
Arab food needs to be done
with
the
love,
hands
with
of the
hands.
mother, with the love, the right pinch of salt, the right sab'a baharat, the right this, the right that.
I agree, 100% agree with that. I am curious. So you mentioned a lot about like your fitness journey. You said that you started around 22. You're a little healthier. Yeah, and then now you elevated. Tell us or walk us through Ebraheem's fitness routine. How does a day look like for you in terms of how you work out and how you get in shape?
One of my biggest things is starting cardio in the morning on an empty stomach. I think that gets my blood going. It like starts the engine. It rubs me up. It lets me to be positive. It becomes a routine. Like my brother was very overweight, you know. He was like 16 when I started talking to him. Like just literally, he's like 18 now. So I was just talking to him when he was 16, and I was like, bro, you're getting big. I'm sorry, I love you, but you're getting big.
You're so savage for saying that.
I'm like, you know, but it's like,
How did your brother react? I'm curious.
honestly, I'm gonna tell you, and my whole family is shocked. So he's like, he was a bit upset, obviously, you know, but someone has to say. You can't sit there and say, oh, don't body shame and don't do this and don't do that. Say it how it is, privately. I'm not saying going on social media and tell your friend, oh, you're fat. No, talk to them in private and say, listen. And they're gonna be like, what? I'm like, so if you sit there, then what did he do? He said, okay, then tell me. If you care about me, tell me. I said, okay, bro. First of all, diet is not diet. It's a lifestyle. Get diet out of your mind. Don't say, eat what you want, but it's a lifestyle. Think about it. Calorie count. Say, today I'm going to eat 3,500 calories, 2,000 calories. You can have a burger, but you're going to miss something else afterwards. You have to give up the burger. You have to eat the burger, but give up the fries, for example. Give up the Coke. Balance. So he thought about it, and he's like, okay, so recently we had a Thanksgiving. Well, we don't celebrate Thanksgiving. We do it the week after when the turkeys go on sale.
I like that.
So we do it because we don't need to do it the same day, because we just do it because turkey's available in that time. So my mom's American. Like redneck American. Like grab your partner, hang him around, hilly-billy.
Hilly-billy American. And your mom
but
makes great wine.
not marry your sister.
Not that kind of
American.
not
Marry
that
your
extent.
cousin.
Marry your cousin. Okay, so there's a different level. But also very impressive. She makes waraq anab.
Yeah, she knows. My grandma taught her. So we did Thanksgiving. He didn't show up, and I told my family, "Where's Omar?" And then they're like, he doesn't want to be tempted to eat because his mom told me he eats only one meal a day, like it's a diet that he's doing. He lost like 35 kg. They told me like we don't even recognize him anymore. So I forgot that I told him this 2 years ago. I forgot, completely forgot. So anyways, he was commenting on my Instagram because he's studying and I'm working. We barely see each other. So he texted me. He's like, bro, you know, because I was posting about my house renovation. He's like, bro, it's so nice. I'm like, yeah. So I'm gonna invite you over to the house when it's ready, and we're gonna have a barbecue. And then he sends me a picture of himself, and I swear to God, I thought it was a filter. It's not my brother. Completely skinny in the face. So I'm like, bro, you look so good. He's like, yeah, I took your advice. I understood it's a lifestyle. I made the change. I was like, I shedded a tear.
So anyone who's listening, if you see your family member a little big, tell them.
Tell them, but privately, in a very like, you know, one-to-one. Tell them like, and help them. Help them. Don't just tell them. Help them. Do something about it. So I told my brother, I was like, bro, now I have a very big closet, very big, with a lot of stuff in it. I had like 100 to 200 shoes, a lot. So I told him, bro, because he lost weight and now he's my same size, I'm like, you have access to my closet to get what you want.
Damn, he has Ebraheem fashion sense now.
Yeah, so he can get whatever he wants from my closet.
Well, that's amazing. That's a nice story in terms of how...
Except the outfits that I wore in Dubai Bling, because those are going to be auctioned off one day when I...
Okay.
Maybe when I die. We'll see.
Okay, I like that. So there's a little bit of an exception.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for sharing that story. And I'm like, we got into one icebreaker question. I'm going to ask you just a second question,
Yes.
Which is, if Ebraheem were to get canceled for today, what would it be?
Probably that. Body shaming someone. I don't know. No, I think it would be me speaking about wrong that's happening in the world. I don't think I would waste me getting canceled on something silly. I think it'd be something as big as like just going out there and just like saying what I really want to say to the world.
Besides Palestine, because I know you're going to say
Everything.
Palestine,
What Sudan,
else?
Congo, the whole world, all injustices that is happening. Freaking child labor for chocolate. Like every chocolate manufacturer knows that there's child labor happening in Africa for them to grow that cocoa. So Belgium is the #1 chocolate manufacturing in the country, in the world. And Switzerland, it's known for their chocolate, but they don't have any farms in Switzerland or in Belgium that grow the chocolate. It's all coming from Africa and other countries with child labor. And they all know it. These industries who are making 20, 40, 50 billion dollars in revenue are exploiting child labor. And they know it. They're not doing anything about it.
And then I'm going to put you on the spot right now is, what about the Gulf? What would you challenge in the Gulf? No particular country.
See, there is one thing that we have to be honest with. Now, I'm a very firm believer in my religion, and I'm a firm believer of all religions. I respect all religions, and I believe my religion. So I respect Christians, I respect Jews, I respect Hindus. All religions are respected by me, but I believe my religion. That's my choice. In my religion, it says that you don't have the right to overthrow any government, and you must follow the laws of the land. There is certain laws in this country that prohibit me from saying certain things. Now, if I was in America, it's a whole different thing. But as long as I am residing in a country that has laws, I will abide by it, by every single letter. Because it's not just me being a law-abiding citizen, it's also me following my religion.
I respect this answer. Honestly, I don't know if that was media trained or that was very diplomatic answer.
And just so you understand,
Yeah, please.
politics is dirty. Okay? I just recently realized from a very, 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 very high official from the United States of America that I met with and has very much experience in politics, international politics and diplomacy. And I asked her questions regarding certain countries. And I asked at the same time a Chinese politician about Chinese politics. And what I realized is that politics is absolutely dirty. And in the end, every country is going to look out for their own interests. No country is going to look out for another country's interests unless it benefits them. So, in a sense, the governments and the ruling families have a duty to protect their own citizens and not to fight a battle that's not theirs to fight. Now, people are going to say, oh, well, this country did that. Well, you know what? All countries did. And even the country that you're living in and the country that you carry a passport from and a country that you pay taxes.
Okay.
So the most crap that I hear from Arab Americans or Desi Americans or Desi or Canadians who live there in America and Canada and the UK those are the ones that are going and criticizing the Gulf when they're sitting and paying taxes to the people who are funding the genocide and who are paying for the weapons that are being attacked. And they always sorry not to let you go, but it's a very hot topic for me because I see this every day. People are like, oh, you're living in Dubai. And well, where are you living? Like, why don't you guys go do something about it? Well, why don't you do something about it? You think it's easy to send your children to war? It's not.
But I'm curious because I get what you're saying, and this whole concept of like every country is fighting for its interest of its people. How do you reconcile that, for example, with Israel? Because they can say the same thing. They can say, hey, we're fighting for the interest of our citizens and our people. Like, how could those two truths
Depends if you
be at the same time?
Depends if you recognize them as a legitimate country or not. I don't. So for me, they took a land and they established a country. And most countries around the world gave them the legitimacy. They took the land of the Palestinians.
So for you, it's a little bit more nuanced because it's not. You're not looking at them as,
Like imagine
as a
here,
specific entity as a state.
this is your podcast room. I come here, and I take it from you, and then I put a law. No, you've broken the law by taking it from me, and my memory can go back more than 50 years.
Well, thank you very much for sharing a very. I can tell how passionate you are, and I really respect that. And as a Palestinian, I love seeing people who speak up this much.
أتكلم بحق. I speak with حق. In the day of judgment, Amam Allah, Allah will ask me, Ebraheem, what did you do with your platform? I've given you a platform. I've given you 1.5 million followers. I've given you izz, protection, and khair. I did so much for you. What did you do back for the community?
And you want to make sure you can say with an open heart what you actually did.
Yes, and it's written in stone. I was one of the first to speak out in October the 7th. In 9th, I spoke out. Like 7th, I didn't know what was happening. 8th, I was watching the news. 9th, I'm like, wait, what is happening here? This is a Hollywood movie.
It was like a whole gaslit campaign.
Bullshit.
I agree.
And that's why I was getting attacked because I was making fun of the so-called, these Hamas fighters came in parasailing, and I said in social media, I said, okay, I'm watching this shit show, and I want to know something. If the Hamas came in on parasailing when they took the captives, they also went back parasailing? Because if I'm gonna get kidnapped, I want to go back parasailing. I don't want to go back on a truck. So I said that because it was an obvious question. I mean, for me, it does not make sense. I don't give a crap. The world's strongest army during the day allowed parasailing. What I know is that border between Gaza and between Ashan, whatever that place is called that they went to, that border, if an animal just comes close to it, it gets shot. Let alone a bulldozer making it to hit the wall and people running and saying Allahu Akbar. I know for sure that those people in Gaza are not going to walk in saying Allahu Akbar. They're gonna if they're running in, they're gonna walk in with discreetly.
And I appreciate
that whole Allahu Akbar, blah blah blah. This is all the Western narrative, movie, cinematic. I don't know how many Hollywood directors were sent over there to create those videos.
And I think at this point, no one can deny that there was a lot of lies and a lot of fabrications that happened.
But you know something? What's funny? We don't see those videos anymore.
Yeah, because
where are the videos?
It's been debunked.
Where are the videos of those bulldozer going through the gate and the guys running and saying Allahu Akbar? I want those videos.
You want those? Give it to
I want the same videos that were showing us around the world people falling dead from COVID. Walking in the street, falling dead. Where's those videos?
we need that evidence.
I want 'em.
And
I saw
appreciate
them.
that. And you saw them. Okay. I want to move this conversation to another topic because I feel like I can sense the passion and I love seeing that. But I also want to talk to you about Dubai and as well as the societal expectations.
I love
because
Dubai.
You love Dubai.
Yeah.
And I love to see that. Dubai is a vibe.
You can take me out of Dubai, but you can't take Dubai out of me.
Damn. What does that mean?
So Dubai for me is a dream.
It's a dream. Okay.
So I tell you how I came to Dubai. I was living in America, and my dad realized that we don't speak Arabic, and he's like, I cannot have my kids not speak Arabic, because we have an American mom, and English is our first language. So he got us a satellite TV so we can watch television Arabic TV. So knowing me, I didn't want to watch because I don't know what I'm watching. I don't know what they say. I didn't understand the culture, nothing. So I was like, okay. So I chose Dubai 1. And Dubai 1 had American movies. So I'm like, I'm watching Arabic TV. But little did I know that during those commercials, I will watch His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the ruler of Dubai, interacting with his people, going around without security guards, completely being a human. I asked my dad, who is he? My dad started to give me the whole story of the Emirates, how Sheikh Zayed founded it. And I was like, they're doing great out there. I only thought, like, being raised in America, I thought they're still on camels here. I didn't know that it was this much advanced. So what did I do? We had internet. I checked the mall. And that time, that mall that was only open here, that was like big names, was Ibn Battuta Mall. And I would look at the mall map because I'm all about malls. That's my whole business started in America. And I was looking, I'm like, wait, they have this brand, that brand, all these brands are there. Why are they there? Like, what's going on there? So I started to research more. I came here in 2008, made a visibility study. And I said to myself, Dubai, the United Arab Emirates, is a success story for all Arabs. Okay? And I believed that Dubai will raise the benchmark when it comes to efficiency, quality of life, safety, humanity, in every way, positive, achieving. I said, if that's the Arab success, I want to be a part of it. I no longer want the American dream. I want the Arab dream. I packed my bags. I came to this country alone. I had money, started my business, and little by little, I bring my entire family. Little did I know that one day my success in this beautiful country will land me the opportunity to be on the world's most popular reality TV show and Netflix's #1 show in the history of Netflix Middle East, and the first show from the Middle East to reach top 10 globally, including the US and Canada. That I was going to be a part of it. So in a way, I have achieved my dream, which is to be a part of the Arab success. Now people say, well, it's a dramatic show. It's this and that. No, it's not. There's no show that can continue without having some type of fighting, arguing, so that we can make up and there can be some emotions in the show. It's not normal for us just to be happy. There's problems that you go through in your day, in your month, or whatever. So we showed the world of what Arabs are like on an international platform.
And I really like this bar where you said is I didn't want the American dream, I wanted the Arab dream. And I want to actually ask about that. Is like, what do you think the Arab dream is?
So going back, before we say what the Arab dream is, Arabs been oppressed for a very long time. We've been colonized, we've been stripped of our natural resources, and we have been humiliated by the West. They controlled our lands, they drew our borders, and they separated us. They created something called the Levant, and they created something called the Gulf. But in all actuality, we're all one. They have the idea of divide and conquer, and they claimed many things that is their own. I'm going to give you one example. I'm very much deep into the fragrance industry. After making extensive research, fragrance did not originate from France as we all thought. It actually originated from Iraq. They're the first to create fragrances. Fragrances in Islam is liked by the Prophet. It's encouraged. So now we are seeing Arabian fragrances dominating the US market at an extensive rate that they cannot keep stock.
Damn. Shout out to Kayali Munakhattan.
Kayali, we have Armaf, we have, well, actually, one thing about Kayali is the first Arab brand to make it amongst the world's biggest international players on the same level with creativity, with branding and everything. And there's so many other brands. Armaf is one of them. I signed a contract with them. I have my fragrance with Armaf, which is Armaf Club de Nuit Bling, which is, we sold hundreds of thousands of bottles in the first week. I'm doing my world tour. I'm going to Serbia next week, well, after tomorrow. And then I have New York tour, Miami tour, London tour. And this is my passion because it's an Arabic dream, because the manufacturers here in the UAE, it's Arabian fragrances. And I think that we have the right to shine. I think
100%.
a lot of Western media has kind of tried their best since 9/11 to shadow us, to label us as terrorists, to label us as angry people. But in all actuality, we are the most welcoming, the most generous, the most protective, the most kind. Cardi B is in Saudi Arabia.
Shout out Cardi B. Assalamu
Cardi B,
alaikum.
assalamu alaikum, mashallah. Okay, would you wrap you up in a shawarma? You know, Cardi B is there and she's out there and she's saying everything that's true. This place is new, ambitious, nice, kind. She's like, I'm not going back to America. It's ghetto. She said
Cardi B's words.
She was like, it's ghetto, you know? And I honestly, I'm torn because I'm half American and half Arab. I love America of what it used to be, based on immigrants and, you know, the melting pot and everything that the Americans themselves, not its government. But I think, you know, there's world agendas and there's higher powers that want things to happen a certain way. And who am I to come and stop that? Let them do what they got to do. Like I said, they plan, but Allah's the best planner.
Allah's the best planner. And I appreciate what you said. It's like the US was something, but now it's a little different what it is today. And I love the context you provided about what the Arab dream is and what brought us to actually want to have all these ambitions and elevate in the world.
We're tired of being oppressed. We're tired of being labelized. I was talking to Love is Blind Habibi. So there's the two cast members that was on a scene with me the other day, and Safa and her husband asked her, what are you gonna name your daughter? And she said, it's either Celine or Mira. And I said, really?
You wanted like a full-on Arab name?
I'm like, Mira's okay. It's more Arab, fine. But I'm like, Celine, why? It annoys the crap out of me when Arabs think by naming their daughter or their son a Western name that makes them suddenly more valuable or more modern. What is modern?
There's definitely a little complex going on there. I'm curious, what would you want to name your children? If you had to pick any
name from the Quran.
Any name from the Quran. Is there a name that you thought of, or like, hey, let's do a name reveal before the child is born? So if the child hears it, it's on yellow, let's talk.
I love Maryam.
Maryam.
My sister's name. It's just a beautiful name. And, it's just, I love the name Maryam for a girl. Aisha. It's another sister of mine. These are my two favorite names that are girls.
Aisha. I like that name. Shout out Shab Khaled for the one heck of a song.
Yeah, I like Suleiman, Ali, Faisal. These are names with depth.
So if any pregnant couples are listening to this, here's some
recommendations. Your child is Arab.
Yeah,
be proud of it.
And I respect the pride that comes to what you just said. And I'm curious because we talked a lot about Dubai and the beauty of Dubai and Dubai Bling. And I feel like a lot of the West has now this impression of what Dubai is. How much of Dubai Bling is actually Dubai and how much of it is not?
So the people don't one comments that we kept getting when Dubai Bling came out. So we have mixed feedback. The majority of people love it, and then people who don't like it love to watch it. Dubai Bling is showcasing the lives of different people who are in Dubai. Some of them are Emirati, some of them are not Emirati. The idea of Dubai Bling is to show, because it's called bling, so it's a luxury lifestyle. Mm-hmm. So not everyone in Dubai lives the way we live. You have the ultra rich, you have the rich, you have the middle class, you have the less fortunate, you have the labor class, a lot of different. Now, the majority of people in Dubai are regular people doing 9-to-5 jobs, trying to make ends meet. I would say a good 10-15% are the luxury. We are from the luxury side. We're not going to have some cast member that is a labor because it just doesn't make sense in the show. I said to the show, I'm like, why don't we showcase, some of our the stories of my employees' lives, for example. But it does not fit with the category of the show. People who watch Dubai Blink want to see luxury restaurants, luxury destinations, luxury fashion, and luxury problems.
And luxury problems.
Or luxurious problems.
Luxury. I'm not gonna lie. When I was watching it, I was like, "Damn, this is some next level tax bracket." I'm like, I need to build more businesses.
And there's always more than us also. So people
absolutely.
People who are richer than us, look, these people are petty. You have so much more than they do, but they do have more than we do. Maybe there's richer than us, obviously, but
there's always gonna be richer.
There's not gonna be richer personalities. And be financially more, but you're not gonna have the personalities that we have.
We're not going to have personality. I'm actually curious, you as a if you were a viewer and you're watching Dubai Bling and you can't say yourself, heads up, who would be your favorite character? And again, you can't say yourself.
The most entertaining to me is Safa.
Safa, okay. When you say entertaining, what is it about Safa's character?
There's just something about her facial expressions and the things that she does that just makes me laugh. That I'm talking about as someone who I like to see.
Yeah.
Then there's other characters who might be a bit like, Mistafizine, like annoying, maybe I would say.
Yeah.
But you still want to see them because you need that balance. Then you have the peaceful ones, the Switzerland ones. And then you have the ones that should not even be there. So it's a good balance of all.
I really want you to tell me who should not be there, but we'll leave that.
Whoever's not there is not going to be there in the future, if you know what I mean. I can't say more than that.
Okay, okay, damn. So we gotta rewind to season 3 and see whoever's not there in season 4. Those people were cut.
Yes. If there is going to be a season 4, I don't know because Netflix hasn't officially announced it.
Oh, fair.
But in January, normally Netflix announces what's coming that year. So if it is going to be, it's going to be announced then.
Okay, cool, interesting. Okay, so actually on the story of Netflix and Dubai Bling, was there a storyline in the past that you would have wanted to rewrite? That you're like, this was not fair to Ebraheem?
So let me tell you something. Ebraheem has many layers. The more you get to know me, the deeper you get to understand me. And I think my audience have discovered this. And they fight for me more than they fight for their own selves when it comes to defending me as a person, because they watched all my podcasts, they listen to every word I say, they follow me daily. Those are people who understand that when I do something like that might someone see as mean, I'm literally just creating entertainment. I just do things for the hell of it. I don't mean any malice towards that person. I don't mean any hurt or any harm. And if I feel I've hurt someone, I will apologize. The way that reality TV works, and I'm not speaking about Dubai Bling, I'm speaking general, so I can be within my contract. I'm speaking in general of reality TV. That if you're being filmed for a long period of time, the directors will choose the character in you who they feel will be seen by the world. Let me give an example. I'm calm with you right now. I'm nice with you. But when you do something to upset me, I'm going to flip. You're going to see my other face. One of my faces might be more sellable to an audience than who I actually am. And that's how it works. So, for example, a character could be very snappy when it comes to being tested. So then the production will always test that person so they can get the reaction, because they know the reaction sells.
Very interesting. So it's kind of like they're psychoanalyzing you.
So
at
it
the
is
same time
you,
positioning you.
It's you, but it's
Yeah.
a part of you that doesn't really come out often and only comes out when you put into a corner. So therefore they put you in a corner in order for you to get that reaction out of you.
Is there a specific scene you're referring to when you're talking about that?
Any scene that I'm angry, I've been put into a corner, and there's context that happened before and after and off camera and on the phone call that lead up to why I did that. And maybe one day I can create a documentary of how it happened.
How they agitated.
Yeah, but for me,
Ebraheem.
I don't care, because at the end of the day, they know what they're doing. They're the owners of the license. They understand what's doing. I cannot say it's not me. It's me.
How would
there's
you-
more. There's more to me.
Okay, let me flip that question. How would you have wanted to be portrayed?
Initially, I didn't like. Honestly, when I watched, I'm like, you know what? I seem too angry. I'm not like that. I'm more of a family guy. I'm more of a loyal friend. I'm more of a people's person. I'm a good boss. I'm very good to my employees. And that time I wanted to be known as the boss that treats his employees like family. Because this is really what happens. And when people come to my cafe and they see my chef and they see how our team is so sweet and we all hug each other and we love each other and we work together as one team, that was never shown. But then again, I still understand that this is a show, it's not a charity. But then again, I really don't need everyone to love me. I just need people to respect me. So having people love me is not going to increase my bank account. It's not going to be better for business. But then I understood that, wait, I'm the most seen person on the show. I have the most screen time. I'm the most talked about. I'm the most controversial. So I'm like, well, they plan. Allah's the best planner. And this is the plan, and let it be. And people come to me, they're like, we love you for you being honest. We like that you're outspoken. We like that you are one of you're the most cast, from the most cast who spoke up about Palestine. You literally took a flight to London to protest, literally, for just 3 days protest to come back. You know, I was amongst the first million, that we reached 1 million people in the UK. And I was promoting it before I got there.
Amazing.
Yeah, so that's something I'm proud of. You know, it was I shedded tears when I was walking in the crowd, because those were the days that I was getting death threats nonstop, and I was by myself.
Sorry to hear that.
No, it's fine. It's just like I said, we are not affected. We tested, right? So I said I didn't care. I disclosed my hotel because I was getting death threats from the UK itself. I disclosed where I was staying. I was trolling the people who were threatening me. I woke up in the morning, I had breakfast, and I told them, like, I am having my breakfast because if you're going to kill me, I don't want to die hungry. I was literally trolling them. No one showed up. No one came. I didn't even hear a bad word from anyone while I was there. But walking in the crowd and seeing that the people that were up there, I kind of suddenly had faith in humanity again. Because seeing what happened in Palestine, seeing, a father put his remains of his children, the leg, the arm in a garbage bag and carry that, broke me as a person. But going to the UK, going to London and seeing me amongst the people who feel the same way I feel empowered me.
It's the power of the people.
Yeah. And as I was walking, every single person looked at me and looked to someone next to him and said, he showed up. Our boy from Dubai, the one that we criticized, the one that we were making fun of what he wears, the one that we made fun of so many things that he did, when it came time for him to be a man, he was the biggest man from the entire show. He was a man that 1,000 men won't do what he did in that time, in that situation.
And
in that place.
And I do think flying all the way from Dubai to London just to be at a protest does speak volumes. And I want to follow this question up with, because in Dubai Bling, you are portrayed as like quote unquote the villain. And that's how they kind of like position you. But in real life, you know, I'm now talking to you. You do genuinely seem like a great guy and a nice guy. How do you reconcile between how like the public and the world might have seen you and then what you know about yourself?
So there was a scene, or there is a scene, or there's going to be a scene that someone told me that I'm a devil.
Damn, that's a powerful word.
I thought I'm a devil. I'm a devil to you. Because you're a devil, I'm a devil to you. Because I cannot be an angel fighting a devil. I have to be as dirty as you to deal with you. So if I'm portrayed as a villain, and you have to understand what made me do what I did.
So you think there's a lot of context that we might be missing from the
a lot more than you can imagine. It could be racism, it could be religious, it could be so many things.
And we don't see that, but we just see the reaction.
And it's okay too, because for me, like I said, I don't need everyone to love me.
You need people to respect you, and
Just to
that's gonna be on
and
your
trust
merch.
me, I guarantee you, when people see me, they respect me.
They respect you.
In the past 4 years, I have never seen a single person disrespect me, because they understand if they disrespect me, they know exactly what's going to happen to them.
You don't want to. You don't want to mess with Ebraheem. You don't want to see what's going to happen.
I warned them before.
You warned them.
Don't come for me because you're gonna find out.
You're gonna. No one wants to find out.
Don't find out.
So I'm actually gonna. I want to dive more into something you touched on, which is really protecting your peace. Because I feel like a lot of people who see you and then they're seeing what the spotlight on you might wonder, like, how does Ebraheem protect his peace? How do you protect your peace?
I have thick skin.
You have thick skin.
Yeah.
And that's how you go.
To protect your peace, you have to be confident. If you're not confident, you don't have that layer of protection. You're talking about protection, right? You need to be confident in order to be protected. Why? If someone comes at you with whatever they say, the first thing you ask yourself, who are you? What are you? What have you accomplished in life? The majority of people who come at you, who want to take from your peace, are people who are beneath you, people who are less than you, people who are miserable in their own lives. A successful person is not going to come at you.
I agree.
It's only the losers, the trolls, the ones that project their own insecurities. So you ask the question when someone comes at you. So let's say, sorry to say this, I'm sorry for this language. Let's say between two girls. One girl comes and says, calls the other one a whore. You're a whore. So the other one should ask, look who's talking. You're not the one to talk. Look at yourself. You're speaking that way because you or your mother or your sister or your auntie or your grandmother is a whore. That's why you speak it this way. Because it's normal in your family to say that. But in my family, we don't speak that way. We don't speak those words in my family. But you're only saying it because you're projecting something that you are known to do.
It's a mirror.
It's a mirror.
If you say good things.
So when you think that way, you have to understand that person is speaking that way only because they're projecting their own insecurities. And then you feel pity for them. You feel miskeen, haram. They're saying that because they're miserable, because they're less, because they're not as good as I am. And that's how you protect your peace. Because you put it back to them. It's not you. Oh, wait. She should say, wait, am I a whore? No, I'm not a whore. No, they are.
And I really liked how this even ties back to things you said earlier. It's really about the mindset you have.
Mindset.
So when your mindset is like, hey, if someone is saying something negative, take a moment, step back, be like, why are they saying this?
What's the reason? What's the purpose?
What's the reason? What's the purpose? If it's someone who's high net worth, if someone who's or high value is the word, someone is high value, they will generally walk away. They're not gonna, if they don't vibe or align, they're just gonna leave. They're not gonna say anything.
It goes back also to what we spoke about. Confidence comes from you being proud of your achievements.
Being proud.
You cannot be confident and you're not proud of what you've accomplished in your physique. You cannot be confident if you're not proud of what you've accomplished in your academics. You cannot be confident if you're not proud of what you have achieved in your career. Confidence comes from constant achievements. So you have to achieve in every way possible every day in order for you to build your confidence.
But then what do you tell people who are from the outside, they have everything. They have the best body. They have success, money, but they don't seem confident. What advice would you want to give them?
At the end of the day, I'm not a doctor. I'm not. I cannot help or advise serious situations, but there is some solution to every problem. There is always a window for you to discover when you have the will. So if you want to be confident and you really want it and you invest in it, there is people that can help you to build your confidence. But the pillars of confidence is you achieving and winning winning all the time.
And I do think I agree with you, when you're winning and when you're feeling good about the things you're doing, that does build
your confidence.
100%.
Because you're like, what? Excuse me, when someone comes at me, like,
yeah,
I really want to give you things that happened recently, but I can't. But when someone comes at you, the way you look at them, when I look at them, it's like, excuse me, how many employees you have? How many companies you've built? You know, like, what do you know? Like, I give you an example from season 1 of Dubai Bling. LJ comes at me and she's like, oh, you went to go buy Zaina's office. You know, right? That if you were going to buy the office, you're not going to go buy it in that way. You're going to do this. You're going to check with this and check with that. I looked at her and I said, how many companies have you operated? What? I own shares in 4 Seasons. I'm like, don't. Shut up. Just don't argue with me. You know, like, just shut up. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, someone coming at you and they're like, who are you to talk to me? We're not even on the same level mentally for you to discuss this conversation with me. Like, if I'm going to discuss something, it's going to be talking about your outfit, maximum. Not about companies and trade license and trademarks and finance. No, it's about, oh, nice shoes, nice shirt.
Yeah. So
Next.
what's that expression? Only take advice from people you want to be in the same position of. And so you want to be at the similar levels. Okay, I like that. I want to just go into the last part of the conversation, which is about expectations. And I feel like when I look at you, Ebraheem, I feel like you defy so many expectations in the best possible way. And I'm curious, like, what do you think the societal norms of Dubai is and how you defy that?
A society norm in Dubai is for you to be successful.
Yeah.
There's one saying that His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum said, that in Dubai, well, he was saying in the jungle, the lion wakes up to, you know, chase the gazelle, and the gazelle wakes up to outrun the lion so it can survive. And he said, in Dubai, I don't care if you're a lion or a gazelle. When you wake up, you better run.
You better run.
You know? So the society norm here is that you need to be successful.
Yeah.
You
What
need to
about
achieve.
it? Okay, how would you describe, like, the stereotype of an Arab man living in Dubai and how you defy that?
So stereotype is, well, there's different between, there's local Emiratis and there's the expats. So it's expats is breakdown by nationality, you know. So the Lebanese come here, you know, the first thing to do is they want to rent a convertible.
Yeah.
They want to go for the girls, you know. They have to have their loafers on, you know. There's basically a Lebanese in Dubai starter pack. There's a Jordanian in Dubai starter pack.
I love this. Can we please break this down? What is a Lebanese in Dubai starter pack and what is a Jordanian starter pack in Dubai?
A Lebanese in Dubai starter pack is when you arrive from the airport, you have to get the best looking car for the least amount of money.
Okay.
So they usually go for like a Mustang convertible and they start with that. Then they also want to go to the club that makes them look rich, but they're not actually rich. Then their attire is usually skinny jeans with loafers, possibly a polo t-shirt, but not an original one. Okay. Also, a fake Rolex is usually in the starter pack. The hair always has gel in it. And there's most likely a pack of cigarettes in the car as well.
A pack of cigarettes. Okay, that's the Lebanese.
That's the starter pack.
For Lebanese. Okay, let's move on to Jordanian.
Yeah. Jordanian, you get a little bit more less suavemente style, you know?
Okay.
It's more like, you know, you need to come for me, I'm not coming for you, you know? So they might go with a different car, most likely, because they're a little bit less flashy. But they'll always want an old Mercedes. I don't know why. They think the old Mercedes are gold.
Vintage vibes.
And cigarettes is also there, but they tend to dress a bit differently. They're a bit more like less flashy.
Less flashy, more subtle.
Yeah.
What about Iraqi starter pack in Dubai?
Iraqi is like Lebanese, but more advanced.
Ooh, tell us more.
Yeah, they're a bit more, they're sharper. They know exactly where to go. They know how to talk, you know. They also with the gel back as well. But it's funny because I've been here so long and I see them and I know exactly just this is that. I'm not that I'm stereotyping. It's usually always right.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm curious, what archetype would I fall under based on the...
You're whitewashed?
I'm whitewashed.
Yes.
So the whitewashed...
I wouldn't even say you're Arab. Like you just been in Canada for too long.
I've been in Canada for too long.
Yeah.
Even
where
though
it's just like it's hard to see. There's the ones who are straight out of the Arab world, and there's the ones who are like lived in America, who are lived in Canada and have that opened, you know, mind, type of thing. But deep inside, you have it in you, but you've been whitewashed.
I've been whitewashed. Okay, tell me a little bit more about that starter pack.
The whitewashed,
the whitewashed Arab, aka me.
So whitewashed come to here thinking that they own the country. Okay, they're always out of place because they're coming with their freedom. I can say what I want. And they usually get humbled within the first few days. They get irritated by it because they feel that they're superior than the other Arabs that are here because that they are whitewashed. And they usually carry an American passport or Canadian passport and they feel that they're better than others. They always try to find ways to stay here.
To stay in Dubai.
Yeah. So they want to.
There's a huge reverse immigration, I'll tell you that.
They do try to find a way to stay here. Yeah.
Okay, which category would Ebraheem fall under?
When I came here, I was very observant, very respectful. I was staying in a hotel in the beginning. Then I was like, I'm not learning, so I need to actually rent a room in an apartment with other people there so I can learn from them. So I was with other like Arab nationalities. So I started to learn. This was back in 2010. But I was not Arab American, I was American.
You were just
Arab American.
So you were whitewashed too?
I am. I was very American because when Americans come here, because you see the difference between me and other Arabs is that I'm actually have American blood. So I was raised, I came out of a womb of a redneck. So I'm actually white. Arab is my father. I love my culture. I'm more attached to my Arab culture than I am to my American, but I cannot deny my mom. This is for sure. The way she speaks, the way she acts, my mom's side of the family, they have a very huge impact on how I speak and how I think. So when I came here, most Americans, when they come here, they're very respectful towards the culture. They're very interested to learn about it. They follow the law a lot more. Very different than the British. British come here thinking that they have some type of right to this land because they were here before or they were here for a while. But in general, Americans usually don't have issues in the UAE. They respect it because, the US is very keen about teaching its citizens that you need to respect the law of the land of the countries that you're in. So I came here being very respectful. I was very much whitewashed. I was humbled.
You were humbled.
Because I remember a few times I was like trying to get my customer service, like doesn't work.
There's no customer service here?
There is, but it doesn't work the way in America. You can't complain and get shit for free. It's just like you would complain about something that would happen to you is really bad and then just be like, sorry, deal with it.
Yeah. Your
but then I learned
have to be changed.
I learned you just don't complain here. Just accept the luxuries and don't pay attention to. For me, going to a bathroom that's clean is a luxury.
The facts.
Having to go
100%.
that shafata, the water hose,
Bidet, yeah.
that's a luxury. So if I had an issue in a parking with a security guard that was being a bit extra, I'm not going to argue because I'm going to go to the bathroom in peace.
You're gonna go to the bathroom in peace.
So just, I don't argue, don't fight.
That's a win.
You know, just like when you come here, just respect the law, respect the situation, and everything will be easier. But one thing we shouldn't worry about
What?
is Palestine. You know
What
why?
is that? Why?
Allah has promised in the Quran that it will come back.
They'll come back.
But it'll be the end of time.
I like that. I like that.
So we're all settled in the fact that no matter what they do, our right will always be protected. Allah has promised that, and Allah promised that for a reason. Palestine is the land اللي فيها البركة, and everyone wants a piece of it because of its
Blessings.
existence, its blessing.
Yeah.
But what's ours is ours, and it will return to us.
And I think this is what's beautiful about faith is that بتآمن, like you have faith that things will come back, and
Faith,
and it's again back
it
to that
helps.
mindset of
Yeah.
like you're being tested.
if I didn't have a faith, if I didn't have a religion, I would have committed suicide a long time ago. I'm only surviving based that knowing that there's a higher power, and that those who have did wrong to humanity will be justified, and justice will be served either in this life or the next life.
Were you always this religious growing up?
I questioned my religion at the age of 14. I asked my mom that, why do Muslims believe in Islam and why do Christians believe in Christianity and Jews believe in Judaism? And everyone is so sure that they're going to hell. Everyone's so sure that they're going to heaven and the rest are going to hell. Everyone's so proud of what they believe, but who's saying the truth and who's not? And she told me, she smiled, and I was like, if God is there, why doesn't he show himself? I felt very bad for thinking this way. But she looked at me and she smiled and she said, this is when you become a Muslim. You're at the age of maturity and understanding what you believe in. And she told me, how would you know night if you didn't experience day? And how would you know good if you didn't experience bad? And life is a balance. So at that point, I realized that there is a higher power and it's there for a reason. It's to control our lives and to make our lives better. If you look at the most happy people are ones who follow their religion. So with moderation, nothing in extreme is good. And since the age of 14, I had this belief, and my belief becomes a lot stronger all the time. So.
Since you were 14, wow.
Yeah.
And you mentioned something, and I'm not sure if you feel comfortable sharing about this, but you said that if it wasn't for religion, you would have committed suicide. Do you mind telling us a little bit more about that?
Why would we want to live in a world that is so greedy, dirty, hurtful? What's the purpose of living? We are basically like animals going out trying to, make money and work hard. Why are we living? So we're just waiting to get old and die, or get, wrinkly, and people younger than us come and make fun of us or try to. What's the purpose of life?
So for you, there's a greater purpose.
There's a greater purpose of life, and that's why I'm fighting for it. And that's why I love life, and I love everything about life is because of the religion.
Because of
Allah created me. He created me in the best possible way. He created the earth in the best possible way. So this is what I believe in, and this is why I say that I'm so happy to have everything that I have, and I'm happy to be tested because it's beautiful. And that's why I say I would not be alive if there was no religion.
I think that's very beautiful, and you keep saying, and I think this is kind of like the overarching theme is that God tests you. And if I'm curious, how do you think God has tested you in the past?
Every day. Every day I'm tested. People come up to me saying, listen, I have 20 million, 30 million. Can you take it and do this with that and that? No, thank you. I'm good with what I have. I don't need this. I'm tested with, my kindness, my generosity. I'm tested with my, everything. Like people come in my DMs all the time, hey, what's up, blah, blah, blah. I focus on work, focus on my family. Don't let anything get to me.
You're not letting those people sliding into your DMs get to you.
Not really. It's like, I'm above, like I get these nasty videos and it's just like, problem is I have to open it because sometimes it's customers like giving me feedback about something. And it's just like, I look at them and it's like, it's not even nice. Why are you showing that? I'm like,
It's like, go work out.
It's like, it's not nice. It's really not. What made you proud to send it?
It's too funny.
That's why I lose my appetite.
That's funny. That's the real test.
And I sometimes I reply, I'm like, what is this?
What is this?
Why are you showing that? There's no need for it. Thank you, mama. Bye. Bye.
That's too funny. So you actually do respond to them being
I
like,
troll them.
You troll them.
Someone has to tell them, because if no one told them, then they're gonna keep doing it.
Okay. I respect that honesty. And so if anyone you're sliding into his DMs,
don't do it. I tell you that don't do it.
Don't do it.
Because I'm
Don't
gonna
do it.
give you a comment and you're not gonna like it. You're probably gonna be scarred for the rest of your life.
okay, let's go the opposite direction. If someone wants to slide into your DMs, what would get a response from Ebraheem? What would get a good response from Ebraheem?
If I see it, because I get thousands.
Yeah.
So sometimes I do this thing, I do a random selected lottery. So I just go in and do choop and see whoever one I fall on. Usually, I give you an example. One time there was a girl and her mother in San Francisco. I was in there and they're like, hey, Ebraheem, how are you? I really admire you for who you are as a person. I love your relationship with your mother. And I would love to show you the city. So I spent the whole day with them.
Oh, that's so cute.
And the whole time they're like, touching me, like, are you real? Like, you with us? I'm like, first of all,
Yeah.
I don't know why you're shocked. I should thank you. You're showing me the city. You're taking me around. You're making me feel. So why do I do this? I do this because you never know who can make an impact in your life. And that family impacted my life. They opened up to me about the problems that they have. And I got to see a regular family and what they go through. Another family other than my own. And I was able to, relate, to understand, to empathize with them about what they're going through. And I left that day with a lot in my mind, in my heart, that I feel was good for me. So I do give people the time and attention, because I believe that if I chose that person, or if that person chose me, or some way or the other, I met that person, that Allah put that person in my life for a reason. And we are going through life with all its ups and downs and its situations, because God is preparing us for something that we deserve. So we have to go through this person. I have to do this podcast with you in order for me to meet someone that should be in my life.
Everything is aligned.
It's alignment.
It's alignment.
But when we align things for a good intention, like, see, sometimes someone asked me for a podcast, my talent management was like, why would you do anything for free? You should charge them. Why should I charge them? I charge a company when I'm promoting a product, but why am I charging someone that we are both leaving that with a conversation that I would have had with someone in a coffee shop? But yet, I can speak my views, he can speak his views, and the people can learn. And from our podcast, if something I said might make a difference in one person's life, then I've achieved something that day. Then I can go to sleep knowing that I've made a difference in one person's life, and I'm 100% sure that it'll be making a difference in thousands of people's lives,
if not millions.
if not millions.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Let's see how viral it goes.
Yeah, I'm predicting some good virality, manifesting,
Yeah.
not virality, impact.
Yeah,
Let's
so
manifest impact.
we wish for the best, we prepare for the worst.
Yeah,
but for me, I always know, khalas, one for me, I made a difference. Like, today there was the news about in Australia, the mass shooting, which we condemn, and we don't promote violence at all. And a Muslim gentleman saved, he was a hero. He went to the gunman, took the gun away. And I looked on all the platforms, and they had the saying from the Quran is that someone who saves one person saves the entire humanity.
Wow.
So today I say, if I made a difference in one person, then I made a difference in all humanity.
In all of humanity. That's very beautifully said. And I want to just end this podcast with one last question, because first and foremost, I genuinely can't stress this enough, how much I appreciated this conversation. And
You love me more now, huh?
I love you way more now. I always liked you. I've always been a fan. But now I'm like, hey, I got to know a deeper level of Ebraheem.
And there's more layers, huh? We just don't have enough time for it.
I know we'll dive deeper in the next conversation. But now that you've been in the spotlight for a few years, and for anyone who's listening, in terms of self-growth and pieces of advice, what would you say is the best piece of advice you've ever received?
It's more than one if you give me the chance to say, and because it's really good and it's how I live my life. It's a motto that I've always lived by, and one of it happened to me when I was just in the 3rd grade. I was frustrated about what's happening in my household. You know, my parents were fighting non-stop, and I was losing hope, and my teacher came to me. I will never forget this teacher because of this. And it's those teachers out there that make a difference in your life, that do the job out of passion and not just for a paycheck, that make impact in people's lives, and is making an impact into my life until today. She told me, Ebraheem, Habibi, it's how you speak to someone that makes a difference. She said, count your problems as single problems that you can handle, not as a group of problems that you cannot handle. So today you can say, oh, I don't have a job. Oh, I'm fat. Oh, I'm ugly. You can count them all. Don't count them all together. Because when they come together, they become impossible to handle. Look at them as individual problems that you can handle. For example, you have a house. You don't like your furniture. Don't change everything. Start with a coffee table. Okay, I can afford to change that today. Then tomorrow, change the couch. In 1 month, you've changed everything. So don't gather everything together. Solve the problem individually. Second thing, life is a journey and not a destination. You're never going to reach to say, I've reached my destination, because life is constantly going to give you more obstacles, and the human nature is greedy. Today, if your salary is $10,000 a month, next year you want it 12, 13, you're always going to want more, because as you're growing, your desire for more things become higher. And if you're going to say, oh, I can't wait to become 18, you're going to become 18, then you're going to have a responsibility, then you need to get a job, you're going to get a job, then you want to get married, you want to have a kid, you want to raise a kid. It's never ending. So the best thing is to find your happiness today, because today will never come back again. So life is a destination, not a journey. That's the second.
Wait, life is a destination, not a journey, or life is a journey?
Life is a journey, not a destination.
Okay,
sorry. Third thing is, give your fellow brother or sister 77 excuses before you accuse them. Now, this is something from the Quran. The reason why is that today it's very easy to accuse someone. Let's say, for example, I'm coming here to the podcast, and someone cut me off, right? If I was to take it back into my own hands and do road rage, cut him off, cut me off, we might get in an accident. I'm not going to arrive here in a good mood. This whole podcast would have been not reached where it did. So what I do, I give him an excuse. I say he didn't see me, first excuse. Second excuse, maybe his wife is pregnant, he's rushing to the hospital. I've already forgiven him. I don't need to reach to 3, 4, 5, or 6. I've forgiven him on the second excuse. So when you give people excuses, it's not you being naive or dumb. You're protecting your energy, you're protecting your own heart. Let's say your colleague at work passes by and doesn't say hi, doesn't say good morning. You're like, what the hell's wrong with him? Maybe his father is sick. Maybe his mom is sick. Maybe his wife divorced him today. You don't know. So give him excuse.
I really like that. And I think one thing I've learned over the years is really, if you want to be happy, you got to not take things personally.
Yeah.
And you're right.
So giving people excuses and forgiving people is not for them, it's for you.
It's all for you.
Because holding hatred and holding a grudge will blacken your heart. It will make you so miserable. Make you hate world, hate people. It will take from your confidence. Just give excuses and forgive. Give excuses and forgive.
Give excuses and forgive.
I'm not saying forgive and forget. I'm saying give excuses. And when you forgive, don't forget. Know that that person can cross you anytime, but forgive them. Don't hold a grudge. And when you do that, you're going to see them act so differently towards you. They're going to be like, I messed with this person and he forgiven me. So that's it.
Well, what a beautiful way to end this podcast. Thank you so much, Ebraheem, for coming.
Appreciate it.
On Yalla Let's Talk. For everyone who's listening, if you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend and give Ebraheem a follow. Not that he needs any more followers. MashaAllah, this guy has millions.
I like more, because the more followers I get, also I get more brand deals.
But he gets more brand deals. So give him a follow.
More money. Contribute to Ebraheem's wealth.
So it could be more Dubai Bling.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you guys very much. Yalla, bye.